Good morning, boys and girls, moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas. For the next few weeks in our children ministry moments, we're going to talk about the life of David, who is one of the most important people in the Old Testament. That's the part of the Bible that comes before the birth of Jesus. Now, David grew up in a big family. He had 7 older brothers. I know some of you were the youngest one in your family, and you may have an older or brother, sister, or more, and sometimes you think, why should they tell me what to do? I remember when my daughters were little girls, and my younger daughter would sometimes say to her older sister, "You're not the boss of me." Now, I'm sure you probably don't say that to your older brother or sister, but sometimes you might think that. Anyway, David was the youngest of these 8 brothers. Because he was the youngest, he got stuck with what most people considered to be the worst job. David was told he would become a shepherd. In other words, he would leave their home and go out into the hills around this town where he was born, the town of Bethlehem, and he would watch over the sheep. Now, taking care of the sheep was a big job because he had to make sure that he didn't lose any of the sheep. And sometimes it was even a dangerous job. One of the stories in the Bible tells us how David had to protect the sheep against a lion. And another time, he had to protect the sheep against a bear. So sometimes he had to be very brave and courageous to go after these animals that could hurt or even kill the sheep. So David learned to be brave and courageous out there in the hills outside of Bethlehem. He would have to stay out there, not just during the day, but at night too. And I'm sure that it was kind of lonely at times because he didn't have a lot of people around him to talk to him. And so David talked to God. He loved God. And one of the chapters in the book of Psalms is a very famous one that was written by David. And it's Psalms 23. And I'd like you to look at the first part of it with me. And it starts with, "The Lord is my shepherd." David knew all about being a shepherd, and he knew that a shepherd takes care of the sheep. And he said, "The Lord, or God, is my shepherd. He takes care of me. He takes care of all the sheep, all the people who love God." He went on to say, "I have everything that I need." Now, some of you might say, "Oh, but I would like to have," and you could name several things you'd like to have. But that's not the same thing as need. Need are the essentials, the things that we have to live, like food and water and a place to live. All of those are essentials. And he says that God gave him the essentials. And he gives us the essentials too, the things that we need. And all of these are in Psalms 23. I'd like you to say it with me. You could. "The Lord is my shepherd." Remember, a shepherd is one that takes care of the sheep. And so God takes care of us. "I have everything that I need." I hope you will say these words several times during the week and remember them so that you will learn these words, because David, being a shepherd, knew that God loves us and takes care of us just like a shepherd does of the sheep. And I hope you remember these words and not forget them. I remember learning them when I was probably about your age, and I've remembered them ever since. These are promises from God that He will take care of us, and He will give us everything we need. I hope you remember that this day, and I hope you remember to say these words again and again till you learn them. Bye-bye for now. See you later.